Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to just do this like this. I'll just do it like this. All right, I'm just going live just to talk about our caste system. Our caste system during ancient times, it was based on information that's transmitted to you from from the stars, or it's transmitted to you from the ancestors. So we identify it as the armor of God. This was your protection. So if one of the elders visited you in a dream or a vision, it would be the helmet of salvation, right? And the helmet is a helmet that is used for protection. When it's given to the individual, whether it's a man or a woman, depending on the color, the material, this would determine the power that you as the individual possess. So during ancient times, this particular helmet, like the one that Leonidas had with the red plume feather, that is the helmet of the warrior class. The red is going to be symbolic of the blood. Is going to be symbolic of the um, the original the original royalty or nobility, right? Also, the red is also going to be symbolic of justice. It's going to be symbolic of um, some people say revenge. It all depends on how you want to put how you want to place that classification on that. So the dictionary of symbols, they have a pretty good definition of helmet. So I'm gonna read that so you can get an idea. Everybody should have this particular book in your possession. So helmets are symbols of invisibility, invulnerability, and power. Hades Hades's helmet, often depicted as a Phrygian cap, made him invisible, even to the other gods. When he wore it, well, I read that all bad. Anyway, Hades's helmet, often depicted as a Phrygian cap, made him invisible even to the other gods when he wore it. Iliads 5, 841. Plato, Republic 10, page 612b. Hades, on somewhat doubtful grounds, has long been held to mean the unseen one. The Cyclops gave him the helmet so that he could join victorious battle against the Titans. Athene, according to the Iliad, wore this precious helmet when she came to help when she came to the help of Diomedes in his battle with Ares. Other gods and heroes wore similar headpieces in their battles, like the pointed hats or hoods worn by dwarfs or wizards. The helmet the helmet protects its wearer by making him or her invisible. So this is going to be similar to like that black cone head headdress that what's his name? Kanye West wore recently when he was talking about something to, I think, DJ Academics or what's his name, but that's a symbol of being a wizard or grand master. Even when it does not confer this ultimate privilege, helmets at least are manifestations of power. Such, for example, was Agamemnon's helmet described by Homer in the Iliad as having two crests, four bosses, and horsehair plumes, which fluttered in the wind. This is very like the helmets worn by Napoleon's courtiers, with the long horsehair plumes which billowed out in threatening black clouds when they charged. The symbolism of helmets is akin to the symbolism of the head which they protect. It may be said in this context that they hide as well as guard the thoughts. The helmet is a symbol of elevation, but also of dissimulation when the visor is closed. The more or less elaborately decorated crest discloses the creative imagination and ambition of the head which wears it. However, the fact that the helmet is an especial attribute of Hades, king of hell, who keeps a jealous eye upon the dead, which give rise to all sorts of other plausible interpretations. So, in the caste system during ancient times, if you were given this particular helmet, so it could be, so this particular helmet could be, it could be a crown, it could be a plume, it could be black plumes, it could be red plume, it could be white plume, and depending on the color is going to determine the spirit and the energy and the power of protection that it bestows on the individual that is presented to. So now we move on to the other armor, and that would be the sword. So the sword is going to be the spirit of truth. So when you have the sword or the spirit of truth, this means that you'll be able to cut through the spirit of or cut through the manifestation during regular everyday life is going to be the information of ignorance. So when you have a system that continually creates imbalance through ignorance and manipulation, when the elders visit you in a dream or vision where you're bestowed or blessed with this particular sword, you're able to balance society with justice with your words, and it doesn't matter if it's controlled or run by secret societies or whatever. The sword of truth or spirit is going to be your tool to balance the scales and to be able to instill justice. So let's see what it says inside the dictionary symbols pertaining to sword. This is a great book to have for anyone that does research on symbolism and spirituality, esoteric as well as exoteric knowledge. So it says here, in the first place, the sword is a symbol of the warrior caste system. Its virtues, valor, and its office, power. Power possesses a dual aspect. It is destructive But what it destroys may well be injustice, crime, and ignorance, and it thereby becomes positive. As a constructive element, the sword establishes and maintains peace and justice. All of these symbols apply literally to the sword as an emblem of kingship, like the sacred swords of the Jarai clan. When associated with the scales, it is related especially to justice, since it separates good from evil and strikes down the guilty. The sword is the warrior symbol, but it is also the symbol of holy war. This is not, as some would claim, in Indian iconography, Aryan conquest, except insofar as it relates to spiritual conquest. Holy war is above all else an inner struggle, and this may also be the significance of the sword brought by Christ. Matthew 10:34. I am come not to send peace, but a sword. And it is also in both its creative and destructive aspects a symbol of the word and speech. While he preaches, well, that's something else. Anyway, swords are also light and lightning. So when you see like Zeus holding the lightning bolt, that lightning bolt is a symbol of the sword. So anytime you see a lightning bolt, that's also interchangeable with the sword. So one of the ways that you determine the caste system was not just by the dreams. That's where these particular symbols or armor is presented to the individual. Um, Also, it's determined by astrology, the time that you were born, as well as the numbers and geometry pertaining to the time that you were born. All these are going to structure your cast. And then after the ones that see that follow the stars and follow the astrology and the numbers, and then they watch you, the ones that's already in power, then they start to groom you in order to take on that particular position so that you can lead your people, your community, your society, your country. That is how it's done. That's how the caste system was done. So that's all I wanted to say. And until next time, Mitako Oyase.